everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about all of my favorite books that are orange. So these books have literally nothing in common aside from the fact that they are the color orange. So this is the second video in my Reading the Rainbow series where we talk about books based on the colors of the rainbow. So the last one we did was red, and I can link that one in the description down below. And so today we're focusing on orange. And today I actually wore an orange shirt. In the red video, for some reason I wore a blue shirt. I don't know, make it make sense. I've got plenty of red. Who knows why I wore blue? Not me, but I did wear orange for today's video. Anyway, let's get started. So the first book that I want to talk to you about is The Martian by Andy Weir. And I am a lover of Andy Weir's books. Like I think Project Hail Mary is his best book. The Martian follows closely behind, but I love The Martian. I love the Martian movie. I think that movie is incredible. But The Martian follows our main character, Mark Watney, and Mark is on a mission to Mars when he accidentally gets left behind on Mars. So he's on Mars by himself. His crew thinks that he's died, but he has not died. And so he is stuck on Mars and he has to kind of use everything that he knows in order to figure out a way to survive until people can come to rescue him. So he is all alone on Mars. This book is very funny. He has like this dark sense of humor that really just like will make you laugh or make you cry depending on what he's saying. And he is a skilled botanist, so he tries to plant things. It's just really an incredible book and I highly recommend it. The next book that I want to talk about is another one of my favorites, and that is Circe by Madeline Miller. I love all of Madeline Miller's books. I think that Madeline Miller just writes the most incredible books. This one follows Circe, obviously, a character from Greek mythology, and it follows her from her childhood all the way to her exile to an island where she's by herself. She encounters other gods, she encounters all sorts of things on this island, and so it really does a good job of telling the story of a woman who is isolated, and I just think that this book is incredibly well written. Circe really has to kind of come up with her own identity. So you see her creating her identity. She's interacting with people, mortals, other gods. She's dealing with feelings of love and feelings of hatred. And it's just really an incredibly written story, which I believe I already said, but it bears saying again. The next book is another absolute favorite. This is one of the most beautiful stories that I've read maybe ever, and that is Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi. And Homegoing basically follows two sisters, one of which is married off to like a British slaver, and then the other one is sold to be a slave in America. So it follows these two sisters, but it also follows their descendants through, I want to say it's like 7 generations or something like that. So you follow the different lives that both of these women lead and how their lives affect the people who came after them. It is just so incredibly beautiful. It's heartbreaking. It'll make you feel so many things. I read this book in one sitting. It is just so incredible. Like, I could not put it down. If you love a generational story that tells the story of family through the ages, then you will absolutely love this book. The next book is yet again another one of my favorites, and that is The Great Alone by Kristin Hannah. This is my favorite Kristin Hannah book. I absolutely love all of Kristin Hannah's books. I think that she's just one of the most incredible writers. So this book follows the Albright family in the 70s. I want to say like 1974 or something like that. And they pack up their lives and they move to Alaska, but they are completely unprepared for life in Alaska during the winter time. And our main character, Lenny, her father is basically going through, like really going through it, and he becomes just a completely different person. You see him evolve. It's just completely heartbreaking and gut-wrenching to read the story, but there is also a lot of themes of hope. We see Lenny dealing with love and everything of the sort. It's just so incredible. It is truly heartbreaking, but also the ending will have you like crying with joy. It is just such an incredible book, and again, I highly recommend it. Next up, we have one of my favorite middle grade books, and that is The Door of No Return by Kwame Alexander. This book follows Kofi, who is an 11-year-old boy living in, I want to say like 19th century West Africa, and he just has like a normal life, right? He goes to school, he swims, he hangs out with his friends, all of this, and then tragedy strikes one day during like a wrestling match type of thing, and he gets captured and basically has to cope with being captured and not knowing what to do, and he comes to the door of no return, and it alters his life forever. It's just so beautiful. This book had me sobbing. I tabbed this book. I never tab books. It's just like not something that I ever do, but this book is just so beautiful. It's written in verse, which makes it so unique and incredible. I think that this is a book that every single person should read. It really, really, really is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Kwame Alexander does an amazing job with this book, and I would highly recommend it. Next up, we have another beautiful story, and that is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is a romance, and it is a second chance romance. It is so beautiful, and I'm not normally a second chance romance type of girly. It's just not really my vibe, but this one follows our two main characters, and they are divorced, but they're co-parenting, and they also run a restaurant together. So they're in each other's lives, but they have to kind of come up with the decision to either be together, be in love, or not, and the repercussions of what happens, whatever they choose. It is just so well written. Kennedy Ryan is one of my favorite romance authors. I just absolutely adored this book, and I think that if you're looking for a romance that will make you feel something, this one is right up your alley. The next book I want to talk about is the second book in a series, but it is a standalone, so obviously I'm going to talk about it, and that is Wildfire by Hannah Grace. The first book in this series is called Icebreaker. I love that one too, but Wildfire is just so fun. It follows two camp counselors, and essentially they spend a night together before realizing that they're going to have to be together the entire summer because they're camp counselors together. So it's them navigating the feelings that they're having for each other while also being camp counselors. So it's super fun. It's a great book for the summertime. I really enjoyed this one. Next book is an Ali Hazelwood book, and that is Loathe to Love You by Ali Hazelwood. Now this one is basically 3 little novellas in one book, and each of them follows a woman scientist and kind of like a grumpy hero who's kind of reluctant, and they're usually co-workers. It's just so fun. Each of the 3 stories, we find this woman who is kind of in like a situation where she doesn't really like the hero, and then they grow to love each other. It's just so fun. I found each of these 3 stories to be really a great time, and Ali Hazelwood just writes a really fun romance. I think that these books, well, especially the one novella, it's very much like a winter book, but they're fun enough that you can read them in the summer and have a great time no matter what. The next book is another Ali Hazelwood book, and that is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This is another book that's in a series, but it is definitely a standalone, so you can read it without having read the other ones. I believe this is the 3rd book in the series, and this one follows our main character, who is a theoretical physicist, and she is working as a adjunct professor at a university. I think it's MIT if I'm not mistaken, but she is working as an adjunct professor, but she also is like basically a girlfriend for hire, so people hire her to like play their girlfriend, and then she meets Jack, who is our hero, and he is I think like an experimental physicist, and he basically derailed her mentor's career like just completely ran it off the edge, and so she does not like him. But of course feelings start to fly, and it's just so good. It's such a fun time. I love the science behind all of the things that Ali Hazelwood talks about. I think it's just so fascinating, but it's also a mix of like that science with just such a fun and incredible ride of a book. I really enjoyed it. And those are the orange books that I wanted to talk to you about today, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and found something new to read, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye!